Kevin is making me drink on the job. A very bad taste in my mouth after I was off the Ulta Beauty Collective. So much so that they're like having inappropriate relationships with influencers on the side because they think they're friends with them. Because we were a liability.
Why aren't we doing well?
Because we were a liability. We didn't like the Ulta Beauty Advent calendar. I told you, girl.
Allegedly.
Loose lips, honey. Well, speaking of, it's worth it.
Shall we talk about it?
Shall we leak the lab?
You may not realize that you're judged by the way that you look. Today, you can brush your way to sheer beauty. Let me show you how.
Gravity. Why is that in my head right now?
Defying gravity?
No. Isn't it? Is it like it's like a John Mayer type? That's like it's like gravity or something.
I don't know.
That's the only thing running in my head right now.
John Mayer, girl. I'm happy that era is over. Him just saying, I'm gonna fuck your daughter. Like everything was just always that guy. And I knew working in restaurants, I knew so many guys that were like John Mayer, that they were like the fake singer-songwritery, like I have feelings, but they were the worst ones.
Yeah.
They were the most diabolical behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Most cheating, most everything.
Oh, the John
and
Mayer.
the professional gaslighters.
Oh, completely. Because wasn't John Mayer like a
Serial, yeah, dated everyone.
Horrible,
and a bag
yeah.
of chips and a
Yeah.
bag of barbecue chips.
Oh, like I almost thought like at the time like Chris Daughtry fans were worse, but no, John Mayer fans topped it.
Yeah.
No offense, but
Chris Daughtry's hot. So hot.
Got hotter
As he
time
got
went on.
older. I know, honey.
Yeah.
Give me I'll shine that bald head. So, hi. Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, God.
Kevin is making me drink on the job. He said when he got here, he's like, I have these shots, and we have to do them on camera.
Yes.
For YouTube purposes, this is actually apple juice, but Jepson's Malort Hoi Polloi.
What is that
Jepson's
from?
Malort liquor. Hoi Polloi.
Yeah, what is that?
Wicked. In this Hoi Polloi. So I'll be back for good someday to make my life and make my way. One short day in the Emerald City.
I don't think I ever heard that line. Or
if you blink, you'll miss it. I guess this is my birthday shot because last week's episode came out.
Yes.
I don't know what day it is.
You better
but
top
anyway.
her off. Do you have a smaller shot glass than I do?
No, it's almost all in there.
Oh, I put my whole thing in
The
there with
entire thing?
no problem. Oh, your shot glass is a little more.
Great. So now I'm going to spill it on myself, smell like it. And he's leading up to this. He's like, do you like grapefruit? I'm like, no. He's like, neither do I. It's disgusting. Well, this is disgusting. It's absolutely awful. You're going to want to buy it.
Because it doesn't taste like grapefruit, but it's just as bitter as a grapefruit, which I can't stand.
Yeah.
I don't like bitter things.
Okay.
It's a very bitter liquor.
Oh,
but you have
God.
to, so you say the name of it.
Okay.
Take the shot
Okay.
of apple juice.
So I say, what, Marty Malloy? What is this?
You can say Marty Malloy if you
Jepson's
want.
Malort.
Yeah, and then take the shot.
Okay.
And then I'll have another comes after.
Okay.
So are we doing that? You want to do this at the same time?
Yeah.
Should we? Okay.
And this is a hot
Shall
topic
we?
episode. So I don't know. Drinking liquor, we really might be bitchy when we go really off the rails.
Okay. So
Cheers. Jepson's Malort. Oh, God.
I'll have another.
I'll have another. Oh, that is a horrible aftertaste.
Isn't that
So
disgusting?
bitter. What? To quote Melissa McCarthy on Hot Ones, isn't the point to be good? Like, isn't the point to taste good? What is the point?
Goldfish is not helping.
You know what I mean? What kind of liquor is that, by the way? Is that a dark liquor? Am I going to blow up the bathroom?
I don't know.
Yeah, give me goldfish.
It ain't helping,
It
but you
tastes
could
that in my
try.
mouth.
It doesn't
70
really
proof. 70 proof. All I've eaten today is oatmeal.
Same. That is nasty, girl. Oh my God, that hurt my stomach.
Yeah.
It's hitting right now. It ain't
When
feeling
you
good.
drink on an empty stomach, it just kerplunks down in there like battery acid. So,
Ugh.
as we said, I think Hot Topic 8, we are definitely going to talk about the Lipstick Lesbians' new brand, Leaked Labs. And then also, I was thinking to touch on, because we didn't get to it, because I feel like we had a couple things planned, but Ulta Beauty World situation, girl.
God, yeah, Ulta Beauty World. What? Oof, pisses
Girl.
me off. Pissed me off.
So, yeah, I guess we'll start there. And I think this is the second one, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I think the first Ulta Beauty World was last year, like kind of right after I wasn't on the Ulta Beauty Collective anymore.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because they brought everybody on the collective to Ulta Beauty World.
Yeah, I mean, it looked cool. It was kind of like the way IMATS used to be, if you remember that, like, or the hair show. Like, it was like that, but basically just with the thing about Ulta Beauty World, I get the appeal for regular consumers, because it's basically just like sign up, there's like free stuff, you go to this place and it's like, you know, every brand sold at Ulta. So like I get the appeal, but what ended up happening this year was like Ulta Beauty basically advertised that they were going to have a code or whatever, like for you to get kind of the way you buy concert tickets now, which is like the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And they specifically said there wasn't going to be a queue because like we, whatever, have enough and put this code in and you'll have like early access, XYZ. First of all, the tickets are not worth the price for me. It was like $300 and it's in like Orlando, Florida. So you're dealing with like regular, I think it's in Orlando this year, regular people buying a plane ticket, flying to where it is, staying, going, which that's expensive as it is. If I'm not mistaken, like, don't you get like, I don't know, like a bag of shit or whatever, I'm sure.
And I think the brands give away stuff like kind of, it's almost like a setup. If you've ever like DragCon or any convention, a lot of booths and everything, they give away, like they have a lot of like free stuff to give you. But and then I think you can also purchase from the brands.
Of course.
Maybe at a discount because it's like this thing. I don't know.
But see, that's where I think I'm sure it's not a discount. And that's the thing that's because
it's not like the makeup show where it's all on sale.
And that's going to be my point is like whatever little like Sephora 100-point gift size free garbage you're going to get is not worth. At this point, if you do not live in Florida, or around in the states surrounding, we're hitting $1,000 to fly to Ulta Beauty World, stay at the hotel, go to this thing. If not more, like you could just go on. If you have that kind of money, just go on $1,000 shopping spree at Ulta.
Yeah.
Anyway, a bunch of people, like regular people, not influencers, went to the website the day of, put in like whatever codes they had, etc. Didn't work. Then we're specifically said there will be no queue. Were put into a queue where they were like, you're number 5,000. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to make up these numbers, but I'm going to try to like close to what I remember. They only sold like 2,500 tickets or like 3,000 tickets or something. And there was like a certain amount available. Let's say it was 3,000. And people after the fact basically realized that like the reason it was so impossible to get tickets is because they virtually like gave 90% of the tickets ahead of the sale to influencers. So people were really pissed because they were like, then just make this an influencer event. Say it's an influencer event, but like don't go online posting to the Ulta Beauty Instagram that anybody can come as if it's Disneyland when you know you're only giving 500 people the opportunity to do this, but you're advertising it to everybody. Does Ulta Beauty not think in all of America you're not going to have more than 500 people interested? So like I think that the site crashed and it was like all this nonsense and people were really pissed.
I think the whole thing behind it was a lot of people were very, like, it disrupted their day to being like, oh, I have a chance to get these.
Because nowadays you got to like take off work to try to get a concert ticket or a ticket to anything.
And I think that the good way to do this is that I know there were like certain artists and everything used to do this that might like brothers used to go see shows and they were put into like a lottery system for tickets. And I think that would have been a little bit more realistic if people were like, oh, there's going to be 250 people that will win 2 tickets or something.
Yes.
But you're put into a lottery. Don't make people wait around all day, wasting their time, taking time off of work to stop what they're doing.
Yes.
To then go on this website, sit in a queue, and we should know better.
Yes.
Being Ulta. And I kind of think that it was a big thing, you know, when it first happened. And I think it got swept under the rug. But then now the insulting thing is that like I saw recently and I was like, let me see. Because I was like, they're giving away tickets for Ulta Beauty World.
So that's what God
so
only knows.
Like,
they're doing damage control now.
Yeah, now they're giving away tickets, which I entered because I want, like, I was like, oh, that would be what a cool thing to go to.
Yeah,
but I'm like, not at the expense of other people. Like, I don't know. It just felt so. It's kind of gross.
Well, and let me say, and maybe this is why I'm alone on an island of like being an influencer. I haven't even been posting the way I was for the past like 2 years, and I still get more than enough PR that I'm grateful for. I think the issue for me is, and this is what I always struggled with when I was, you know, on the Ulta Beauty Collective and I went to these events and I went to things like this, master classes and the whole 9 yards. I am not a glutton. So I'm not someone that's going to trample another person for a Tickle Me Elmo on Black Friday. I'm very blessed and grateful that I get free makeup as a makeup artist and someone that loves doing makeup. What more could I ask for? So, thinking I'm going to get my jollies and rocks off to inviting me to an event where it's just, we want to use your services like a pretty woman to post about this, use your following, and here's free stuff, here's free stuff, here's free stuff. I'm sorry, if you are a beauty influencer that still gets, and I'm not talking about if you're like a micro influencer and you're on the come up, because I remember when I first started like going to events and whatever. I'm talking about like if you're an established person that's been doing this for a while. If you're still getting your jollies and rocks off by like free shit, you need to sit down and meditate a little bit and ask yourself, what is the incentive here? What's the point? I don't need more crap. I don't need more free stuff. Doesn't excite me in that way. If anything, this thing, Ulta Beauty World, should have been planned in a way where the priority should have been regular customers. They're your mega customers. People, regular customers willing to fly to a different state to go to this thing.
Pay for a ticketed event.
Pay to stay at a hotel, go to the event, the whole 9 yards, the world, if you will, is they're now going to be consumers for life. But instead, you put a bad taste in 95% of people by making them think they had a possibility to go to this when they really didn't. Option B, have a regular people day, regular consumers, and an influencer day. C, I also proposed the question, why are you even flooding this with influencers? This is not something that happens 6 times a year. Why do you have influencers there? For promotion, okay? Now when Ulta Beauty World comes, we're all going to get flooded with videos from people on the collective and influencers who got, mind you, paid to get flown out, paid to stay, paid to go to the thing, didn't spend a dime, and will walk away in the positive with free shit. What are they promoting? There's no Ulta Beauty World coming up again in 3 months that people are going to be.
They're not promoting.
What are we doing? Like if I was an influencer and I got invited to a Broadway show for free, I get it. Because you can go tomorrow. You can go the next day. You can go the next day. This is a one-off thing once a year. Why do you need influencers there showing?
It's a convention. Yeah.
That's what I mean. What, to show it off. IMATS was not shown off because it's one time a year.
The makeup show, they don't
and guess
flood
what?
Influencers.
People were invited who were meant to be there, use the products, makeup artists.
Yeah.
They didn't care if it was promoted because that's not what it was about. It was about making relationships with makeup artists that would then become lifelong clients.
The makeup show has a purpose to it where they and I think we should go because it's coming up soon.
You better believe, honey.
It's in May, and I think we should buy tickets.
Yeah.
But the makeup show to me has a point where I feel like Ulta Beauty World, the thing that really bothered me the most, I think, is the inviting the influencers and giving away the tickets and whatever is kind of like you want to be me, you wish you were here, but go buy the product I'm obsessed with right now. That's weird.
Are you enjoying Beautiful and Bothered? Not feeling so fresh? You should subscribe to the Beyond Bothered Patreon, where we'll freshen you right up.
We will. We'll freshen your makeup up. If you guys like Beautiful and Bothered, whether you've been a fan since the beginning or you're new here, make sure to check out the Beyond Bothered Patreon. It's like a whole nother world over there where you guys get after shows every single Wednesday of the month where we talk about everything from Overflow from here. We open PR in real time. We talk about our first kiss.
We talk about everything that doesn't make it into the episodes that sometimes we want to talk about, but for time's sake, we can't.
Absolutely.
So when we talk about, when we get heated about our favorite TV shows that we're watching at the moment.
And let's just say maybe the tea's a little spicier every now and again because we don't have to worry about the people we're talking shit about watching it. So there's that. So there's after shows every single Wednesday. And then the last Wednesday of the month is a full bonus episode. So full length bonus episode. And then with the beauty tier, you guys get all of the podcast stuff plus beauty videos every single week with, at the end of the month, a full beauty tutorial, like over 2 hours, that is anything from us doing new makeup to answering your questions about skincare and makeup and hair care in real time. It's just so beyond worth it over there.
Beyond worth it.
Beyond worth it. If you head over there right now, you will have enough content to last you probably 6 months.
All exclusive content. So this content gets posted nowhere else. This is just for you when you go into those tiers. So enjoy it.
So check out the link in the description box to head over to the Beyond Bothered Patreon and start having some fun, girl. Ooh. And that's what I was saying about the like glutton for whatever. Like, I don't get my rocks off by like free shit.
Yeah.
I will never forget one time when I was in California, I got invited to what was called a ColourPop gifting suite. And I was like, I didn't know what that meant. And I was on like a week-long trip. I was like doing so many. It was when I filmed with Allie Glines. I went to Salt Lake City. I had to go back to Anaheim for VidCon or whatever the fuck it was with YouTube. And I was like, the whole thing.
Fun.
And I was like, okay, I can like make this because it was like before my flight, whatever the case was. And I thought it was going to be like about basically just a ColourPop brand event. And I like have my luggage with me, by the way, because I'm on my way to the airport. The same day when I get to that airport, I have to like wire transfer my husband money because we're putting the down payment on my house. So talk about stress that week. And I go to it and like the girls are like, yeah, like you can keep your bags here, whole 9 yards. I go up to the rooftop. I think I talked about this on another episode. I go up to the rooftop of this thing and it's just like racks of clothes. Like it was as if there was like a Forever 21 set up on a roof. It was all of these like relatively, if you will, like indie brand, like clothing companies in the whole 9 yards. ColourPop, I don't even know if they were there. Maybe they were, but I'm not kidding you. I think it was like some ookies because it was around like September. It was like some booth of like ookie spooky Halloween ColourPop makeup, like bullshit, like, you know, like glitter with oil.
All Hallows Eve.
Oh, girl, glitter with oil in it that was gonna like separate my makeup.
Yeah.
Take a picture in front of these pumpkins, like, but they were in the corner, and everything else was these like clothes. So I'm like walking around. I don't know anybody as usual, and I'm in LA.
I don't think you ever told me this,
girl. And I'm walking around the roof, and and first, let me say this about LA influencers, honey. They're not as cold as New York influencers, but they are what you think they would be. They are just even more their identity. It is in their DNA to just be hot, tan, blonde. Let me put it this way: they're dead behind the eyes. So a bunch of dead behind the eyes, The Walking Dead, walking around this rooftop, to the point that when I was signing in, as I was walking up the stairs, who shows up at the door and checks in after me? Chanel West Coast, who was on that show.
Ridiculousness. Not Chanel West Coast, baby.
Which I remember looking and like brought a friend. And like, even when I looked back at her, the way she was like checking into this event and like brought a friend for like clout, they were even just like salivating at the thought that they were going to get free shit. And I'm like, you've been on this show for how many years? She's him and what's his face? Who's the guy who hosts that show?
Rob.
He's 67 years old. Like, you've been in this industry for how long that you're like still going to, like, people that have that gluttony in them to be like free, like, makes me so ill. Like, and I'm like, looking at her do that, I walk up to the roof.
I know.
Zombies walking around the roof, and I am so like Pollyanna that I'm walking around, and I am not, as God is my witness, I walked around for 45 minutes like David Attenborough in the wild going, what's going on here on this day? Like, I'm looking around like, what's happening? What is the exchange taking place? Because it was beyond my realm of comprehension that racks of clothing by, I'm not kidding you, 25 different indie brands of very nice stuff, influencers walking around to every single thing, and there was like maybe limits or caps, like you can pick like 3 or 4 things. Just take free clothes. That retail value, $600, $700 jackets, just take it. That's your one piece out of 4 you're allowed from that. Take it. Just gluttony of free. Why? Because then they're going to go home and talk about me. Talk about the brand. You talk about what these influencers get access to. So mind you, I'm on my way to the airport. That mama already is one pinky over. I can't push 50 pounds. You know, like, because I'm like, how the am I going to? And first of course, there was maybe 2 out of 50 brands that had men's clothes. So I'm texting my sister going, what size are you? Because I'm like, if I'm going to leave with, I know I can maybe throw out a shampoo bottle and fit 3 things in my bag on the way home. So I think I got like
Oh my God.
sweatpants and a sweatshirt for myself that were super like cozy and lovely that I might have changed into on the way to the airport. And then the other 2 things I got for my sisters because it was girls' clothes. The gluttony of it. So you have these, the opportunities these people get, let alone the PR, the whatever. So when I see these influencers, and I remember, especially, let me put it this way, I had a very bad taste in my mouth after I was off the Ulta Beauty Collective. And I saw a lot of the same people I was on the collective with going that year. And you have to realize when these people are walking around Ulta Beauty World this year and you see them all going, oh my God, look at everything they're oohing and eyeing about, they own already. They have in their house. They've used it. They know it. They have it. I want it. I got it. So ask yourself how authentic that video is. And that's what I could never, which is why none of them liked me. I couldn't go to the Ulta Beauty trip and like ooh and ah that I was at like a benefit event filled with shit I have triplets of. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to like put the foaming cleanser on in the middle of Times Square and take my makeup? Like, what do you want from me? You know what I mean? To show it off. I post it. But these people who act like it's the first time, but again, they're so much better at making the general public want to do that. This is how you're going to feel if you were here. And the irony is they would. So why not have them there? Regular consumers that aren't exposed to things like that you can make a lifelong loyalty relationship with and give them an opportunity they don't have every month, opposed to influencers that nothing at Ulta Beauty World there is going to be new to them. They're just going because they want a free Dyson. What's your return on investment from that?
Right. Because I think that it's making regular consumers feel FOMO.
Jealous.
I think that's what they want. They
it's
want you to.
So gross.
You wish you were here touching this in person, but go to your local Ulta Beauty store and feel it for
and
yourself.
Pay full price.
It's just insulting.
Well, I got a second one for free.
Like I'm going to give it away to my sister or my mom because I already have
Girl,
it. It's just mean.
I've answered PR emails before from brands being like, "I thank you very much. I don't need this. I have one already," and they're like, "Oh, okay." Because it's probably never been said to them. Like, I just don't get the gluttony of like these influencers that have been doing that. I know many of them that have been doing this for years who still get rock hard at the thought of a free lip gloss. Who cares?
I know.
It's just all the same shit.
We've seen it firsthand going to certain events where it's take the products, whatever. We've run out of events because it's, what is this?
Girl,
I don't need your shampoo, conditioner, and body wash.
I don't want it.
That smells like a choice dessert.
We didn't leave, did we? No, we didn't leave with anything from there, did we?
We booked it so fast out of there and went to dinner.
Say it, that native Girl Scout cookies event, girl. That Girl Scout cookie shampoo smelled like ass.
And they said, "Don't forget your bag." And I said,
"Thank you." Yeah, we have it at home. Day. Like, I just don't understand the gluttony, girl. The consumption.
It's people that walked out of that event and saw it extras and probably took it because they would rather walk away with more than they walked. Like, it's just.
What are you at night? I don't get it.
How do we take advantage of the situation? And I came all the way here. No, we came all the way there.
That is so predicated on what this influencer culture is. And let me say this, behind the scenes of knowing a lot of like Ulta and being involved in that, like, so it's disappointing to me that so much of their focus is on that. Is the people that I can tell you that I worked with, who worked with the collective and the whole 9 yards. They're basically just like fangirls of the influencers they have on the collective that want to be like influencers themselves, that are thinking about it from a very bad standpoint, in my opinion, of they love bolstering the influencer, the tart brand trip of it all feel, rather than really understanding what you're doing here, what the return on investment is. And I'll spill the tea on this. Even when I was on the collective, we were negotiating our contracts. We were very much getting hit with like, we don't have any money. I can pay you in blocks. Fred Armisen, I'm a baby. I can pay you in blocks. Like, we don't have any money for our budget. Oh, like, thank you for taking this amount of money when it came to our contracts. And then when we were on the collective and on a brand trip, we had to go to an event in the middle of New York City that cost them, let me just say, allegedly for legal reasons, over 7 figures, was in one of the parks in the city, the smallest one, if you will, surrounded by traffic. And that morning, we had them coming up to us going, oh, you actually don't need to show up when we told you, but I was doing like a thing. I was filming because they used me for my personality. I was the gay clown. So you come downstairs, and then all of a sudden we were approached by, oh, the company we paid 7 figures to set up this activation and event basically set up 4 card tables with tablecloths from Target and a cutout of a lipstick. I am not kidding you when I tell you what was there could not have cost more than $7,000, if that, and they paid 7 figures for this activation. For random people in New York City to stop by, get a free 100-point gift, and leave. What was the return on investment? So I'm the only one, of course, with the cojones to go, wait, we have this money? But all of us are getting paid what we're getting paid because you didn't have the budget. But you just blew 7 figures hiring
Allegedly.
a PR company, allegedly, to set up
Yeah.
folding chairs and a Target plastic tablecloth in the middle of
The
New
glass glow Willy Wonka experience.
Even worse. Kevin, I'm not kidding you, even
Oh,
worse.
I saw the photos.
You knew what it was. I was snapping, going, guess
Didn't
how
I-
much this
Isn't
costs.
that the trip that I met you on in the city when
Yeah,
I came
girl.
to the hotel
We
room
went
after,
to the
and then we filmed
an episode around the day before, 2 days before
Well,
that
and
moment.
even so, like
Yeah.
knowing what you were capable of and like
7
what we
figures,
could have done
Kevin.
to promote that event with like a podcast episode.
Yes.
I'm still
Which we also got
mind
jerked
blown
around. Yeah.
that like we never like, and I don't care that if I didn't get paid for it, but
No,
like the
or
fact
Devo.
that using your platforms to their advantage was
Because we were a liability.
why aren't we
Kevin.
doing well?
Because we were a liability.
Cut-
We didn't like the Ulta Beauty Advent Calendar. I told you, girl. I told you.
Allegedly,
Loose lips, honey. Loose lips.
all alleged.
Girl.
But
But so with
that's- yeah.
this whole situation, let me put it that way, does not surprise me.
Yeah, the home
Like the way this
the Home
was handled.
Depot blow up snow globe.
That. And as God is my witness, my husband works at a university and is the event coordinator for all of student activities. 20,000 students. My husband is in charge of every event that they go to. Homecoming, the whole 9 yards. He does $300,000 carnivals on campus. I snapped him every inch of that triangular square and said, how much do you think this costs? I told him, he almost passed out. He goes, I could have done that for $3,000. $3,000. And the company was paid 7 figures. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 3 card tables set up that actually the Ulta Beauty team had to go to Target and buy tablecloths for because it wasn't even tablecloths on it.
I believe it.
Yeah. This is what I mean. It's just like these
Yeah.
companies are run by people, and we've talked about it even when we went to Tarte, whatever the case is. So much of the people who work at these brands that should be, I don't know, have a business degree or like understand the customer standpoint is they're even swept up in the influencer-ness of it all. So much so that they're like having inappropriate relationships with influencers on the side because they think they're friends with them. Like prioritizing that over doing your job. Like,
Yeah.
so that's where I just am baffled by the missed opportunity. Like, have influencers at Ulta Beauty World. Who cares? What are they advertising? It's not going to happen again for 365 days. And then you're going to fill 95% of the third one with influencers anyway. So what are you marketing? You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you're just marketing them filming the tables of the brand sold at Ulta. They do that on a regular basis when they use the makeup that they use. I don't just have those brands send the makeup to the influencers and let regular people go to Ulta Beauty World.
Yeah.
I don't get the business strategy of it all. Blows my mind.
It should really honestly be more like a convention,
For
like the makeup
people.
show,
Yeah.
and like a convention where they have like each brand is on sale to whatever their discretion.
Yeah.
But if they run sales on the entire brand that weekend and have regular consumers show up,
Yes.
that would be more fruitful in my opinion because the influencers aren't buying the makeup there.
That's what I mean.
If it's
They
for
own
sale, they're
everything.
not buying it.
They own everything.
So what is like, is it just a flex on people? Like this is, you wish you were here?
I
Because
think it
I think it
is.
would be fun to go to, but I'd rather go to the makeup show and spend my hard-earned money like on makeup for my kit and like myself than
Yes. And I think
For
that's the
what?
thing where I go, when you talk about IMATS, Or even, I forget what it was called, IBS or something, the International Beauty Show, the hair one.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. I always wanted to go to that, but you had to be licensed.
Yes. So I went to it in cosmetology school,
Yeah.
and like the thing about IMATS or whatever the case was is like 9 times out of 10, a lot of the brands there are brands you've never heard of. Regular people, they're not sold in store. So, and even in defense of the gifting suite or whatever the hell that was, a lot of the brands were indie brands, clothing brands. They were like up and coming indie brands that if you sold tickets to this, maybe the general public wouldn't have came because they didn't know what these brands were. Where I get the idea of like, okay, I'm a up and coming or no name brand. I want to get my name out there. So let me give my shit to influencers. I get that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to IMATS or the beauty show, know your audience is my point. And Ulta Beauty World, influencers are not your audience. They already own everything. So with IMATS, you're going because you have makeup artists who want elevated formulas from brands like Face Atelier and that are not readily accessible to the public because that's who's going to keep using your makeup. And there's also an incentive of everything, for the most part, is discounted. You are getting stuff because they understand, let me give my stuff at 40 or 50% off because then if you like it as a makeup artist, you're going to use it
in your kit and buy like
forward.
A lot of
exactly.
it. Yeah.
With Ulta Beauty World, what's the point? Let me pay for a ticket to fly to Orlando, stay in a hotel, pay $300 to go to Ulta Beauty World to buy a sheer benefit blush stick for full price, or get a travel size. Just
travel
go on a
size is
shopping
generous,
spree.
yeah.
I was going to bring up is I think it's so indicative of like the 21 Days of Beauty this year.
Everything getting discontinued.
Honey.
Everything that's on
Snore
sale anyway?
this season, because I guess it is twice a year, the 21 Days of Beauty, which I think this is the first time we haven't done an episode about it. We've always done it like our picks. It sucks.
Which is kind of odd to me because
I have enough Bobbi Brown eyeshadow sticks, thank you.
And it's an overwhelming amount of SKUs this time. It's like 250 products or something crazy.
And let me tell you,
it's a lot of product.
Kevin and I just like looking at it, and I went through the flyer, the whole nine, and I'm like, okay, like we always do this episode. Let me look, honey. Fire sale, going out of business. Buy now, gyros guns.
Yeah,
like
pull out the gold tooth in your mouth and sell it.
Or we buy gold.
Yeah,
the fire sale. This hasn't sold all year. It's taking up space in our warehouse. Give it away for 50%. Is this year's Ulta Beauty?
We're changing the packaging. Buy this one,
girl. And like, don't get me wrong. Maybe I'm not kidding you. I'd be generous if I said out of 21 days, 4 things I think are maybe okay. Everything else, the same schlock we've been pumping. Nothing is new, first of all. Everything has been like on the market for a decade. And if it's not, it's like the most random SKU of like...
it doesn't sell.
It doesn't
sell. They're going to discontinue it and they want to make the money before
That's
it gets
what I mean.
sent to TJ
like
Maxx.
I was looking through the flyer and I'm like, this feels like a fire sale.
Yeah.
Of like, let's get rid of it might as well be the 21 days of clearance section. Is what it felt like.
That's why
we're discontinuing the Urban Decay Hydromaniac skin tint. So here it is for 50% off.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't do an episode.
The sales that are week long, because I remember we did that. like this product will be on sale for the whole week or whatever.
Yeah.
To me, is screaming louder than anything that this is not selling, or we're going to get rid of it, or it's repackaging, or the reformulations of foundations.
I know.
The old Estee Lauder Double Wear is probably on there. Like, I can't deal with that.
It was so shitty.
Why not put the products that are like how they used to do it? Like the products that were like hot.
Yeah.
They had like Urban Decay eyeliners and Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara or whatever. I don't like it, but it was always on there.
Yes.
It was always on one of the days to get it at 50% off.
It always felt like, to me at least, back in the day, the Ulta Beauty 21 Days of Beauty was exciting picks, like newish to niche, like exciting things, / holy grails, where people waited for their time to refill their Better Than Sex, their NARS concealer.
2 or 3 of them.
I used to buy, but the Bobbi Brown face paste, It Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. Like I would re-up. I knew every time it went around, it was the cult favorites. And now it's like... We've all had all these brands, skincare, hair care, makeup, had so many flops last year that it's like, buy our oily makeup removing liquid blushes that didn't sell and that's the pick. And we just were like, that. Like, we're not given, because there wasn't even, I don't even think there was a way to make an episode out of it.
No.
It was so shitty.
There were so many overwhelming, a number of products that, first of all, when I saw it, I was like, we're going to have to split this up into 5 episodes. A whole month
I know.
of episodes, basically.
Yeah.
And then looking at it physically, I was like, oh, this is just terrible.
Shitty.
Bad.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's something on it. I mean, at this point, when this episode comes out, there'll be 2 days left. But I was just really, really disappointed.
Yeah.
And I think these brands really are hitting, like, brands and even chains like Sephora and Ulta Beauty. We are in a really low, I don't know if we're at rock bottom, but we're at like a shitty point where I think like brands actually are like kind of on the upswing of like maybe making better things because they had such a bad year last year. But I think the retailers are like running out of ways to make the same old shit they've done feel new. And I think as consumers, especially with everything else going on in the world, we need to like Maybelline said, we're worth it.
When did they say that?
Who's that one?
We're worth it.
You're worth it.
Is that like Flower Beauty?
No.
That seems very
Not Maybelline. Yeah, maybe it's Maybelline. You're worth it. Because you're worth it.
Oh, I hate that.
You don't know what I mean.
Almay? Neutrogena.
No. Hold on.
Thrive Cosmetics?
Avene?
Yeah. I bought that thermal spray. Lovely.
You son of a bitch. You
I made fun of you. I wanted to try it.
Because I like it because it also like takes my redness down and calms the skin. That thermal spray, girl.
Soothing.
It's water in a can, but listen, it tones down the skin. There's a lot of benefits to it. And then when you put your hyaluronic acid right on top. Makeup slogan, you're worth it. L'Oreal Paris. Because you're worth it.
Oh, okay,
Diva.
Okay.
Yeah, L'Oreal, you're worth it. Okay, so as L'Oreal told us, you're worth it.
Yes.
As consumers, with everything else going on in the world, whatever the case is, we need to expect, demand, better, where Estee Lauder reformulates Double Wear. The formula is mid. It is 1% better. And the starting point was a foundation I didn't even like. Not with a pump, because they can't give us a pump for $50. You have to buy the pump separate for $10. But you're not supposed to use it with the pump, which is why we didn't put a pump on it. You're supposed to take your dirty claw and flip it over and get foundation all over my finger and put it on that way. But we're contradicting ourselves because we do sell a pump. So am I supposed to use it with a pump or without a pump? But if you want a pump, it's an extra $10. Then I just discover a foundation for $11 in a glass bottle with a pump. No exaggeration, 87% better than Double Wear.
Yeah.
It's possible. Like, we need to expect better even from these things where, like, if you guys think the 21 Days of Beauty or the Sephora sale, like, sucks, don't buy it.
Don't buy it just because it's 50% off.
No, don't buy and challenge yourself to just be like, let me find, like, an indie brand, whatever the case is. Because if we don't buy from them, they have to make it better. They have to meet our expectations, opposed to, like, this to me when I just looked at the 21 Days of Beauty. I was like...
And the indie brands are doing it remarkably better,
i.e.
than these. I mean,
my whole
honestly,
face right now.
Yeah, it's same.
Girl, yeah.
Minus my foundation, which I'm like, even so, I'm like, I don't think I would repurchase this foundation because it's $70.
What is that?
Armani.
Oh yeah.
It's just not worth it to
I
me.
know.
I'm so, like, it's just not.
You're not worth it.
No, girl, it's not worth it. And I think there's even something with the oversaturation of brands and exclusive this and exclusive that, where I think these retailers tried to do this for so long that now, in like the other day I was in Sephora and I looked around and I could not believe, Mimi, I'm first, MAC and Shape Tape was in Sephora. Seeing those two things that were like the heated rivalry of it, like you never thought MAC and Sephora would ever be in the same place, and then Shape Tape.
I know.
10 years later, literally.
I can't believe MAC is at Sephora. That's like sad.
Seeing it there, I was like...
It just really makes me like, okay, they really gave up on being MAC. Where green is nude at MAC. That's the philosophy.
I'm like, so glad you were there for that.
I can't.
But I just like, there was something so weird about seeing Shape Tape and MAC in there that it was like the sworn enemies of Sephora. And now it's like, we need their money. So
we would get in trouble if we wore MAC to work.
Though I remember saying it one day. I said I was wearing Saint Germain at the register.
Saint Germain. I love that name. You've said Saint Germain to me for like the 11 years I've known you. And every time you say it, that's how it hits my ear.
I remember saying it. I was like a cashier and I
Yeah.
got pulled to the side and I remember that manager's name.
Yeah.
Go to hell,
Yeah.
respectfully, because she threatened to write me up because I told the client what it was. She goes, you could have said it was Ilamasqua, that they have a similar color. I said, oh, so you want me to just lie to people?
Yeah, I'm gonna write you up for telling the truth because you
Gag, bitch.
This
Like,
is these
what
companies,
even?
bitch.
So
It's
then
fucked
that's
up.
what I remember spitefully wearing MAC lipsticks for the whole week.
Yeah.
And like telling people what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's Ruby Woo. Have a great
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Here's your
Screaming
receipt.
it, like over the turning the walkie on.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, it's
Sick.
worth it.
Shall we talk about
Shall
it?
we leak the lab? Let's leak the lab, dog.
So, Leaked Labs, thank you so much to the Lipstick Lesbians for sending this to me. Greatly appreciated. The box was really cool.
Okay.
The whole, so I opened up the, this like, it came in like a giant box. I was like, this can't be it. I was like, there's just no way. So this was in there like a little dossier, if you will, of like all things. And then the one card, which I thought was brilliant with like everything, this had like black tape, almost like it was like redacted information. And I was like,
Too
oh my,
not now, girl. Yeah, girl.
And then you had to peel it off.
These are the files, the rest of the files.
Yeah, and I'm like peeling it off and I'm like ripping the paper. I'm like, no, I have to see what it said.
Yeah.
But it was really cool.
Funny.
And all the insert cards. So these are the Amplify Flexi Powders. And I just want to talk about the controversy behind this that I think a lot of people are getting heated and
I know
annoyed
nothing
with.
about it.
What?
I know nothing about that. So
Okay. So
I haven't really been on the beauty social media in a while.
So these are water activated flexible pigment discs.
Okay.
Which is very cool. So it's inspired by
I've
pasta. Like a pasta rolling machine. So it comes out like a sheet and it's like a flexible kind of powder. I was like, wow, that's a cool formula.
Yeah.
So everything now, this reminded me of like the bag, the label, old school Pat McGrath.
The minute you took it out, I was like, it looks like Pat McGrath. I know.
It literally felt like Pat McGrath, like almost lab samples.
Which I love that.
Minus the sequins that used to get all over the place when I would order it. But there was something so cool about this. And then I was like, okay, but I was seeing people get it and try it before it came to my doorstep. So I was seeing people's opinions that they were like, oh, it's so cheap. How could you? And they were like, no, this is supposed to be like the message behind the brand and everything, how it kind of like was working. I was like, oh, I kind of like, that's interesting because they say that this is like the lab sample, if you will. Now, like how they always evaluate product.
Yes.
They want us to evaluate the product. And then if we like this and if the feedback is good enough, they keep it and they put it in a more commercial packaging.
The retail. This is wholesale.
This is basically the lab sample of the product.
Okay. That's not going to be what's sold.
No.
Okay.
So and this was what was sold. So people can buy the lab samples.
But you're buying the lab sample to test.
Exactly.
You're not buying the full. Okay.
And people were like kind of giving it like a lot of shit where I was like, normally I'm like, I can kind of understand where people are coming from.
Yeah.
But I do think that this technology, you got 4 color discs in here.
Yeah.
So there was 4 different ones. So this is like the pink one.
And let me tell you, honey, just this already, the innovation in this is insanity. It's really cool.
People were like really not understanding that you can like fold this and put it on dry. You take a setting spray and you wet it, and they gave you like a mixing plate that like in the
I
PR
gotta go
thing.
Get brushes.
And
I gotta go. Hold on. Wait. Because I know there's a silver and I kind of want to put it on. Not Kevin's. This is just Kevin's my house stock of brushes. Because I gotta play, girl.
So then you take a setting
Live
spray
on
and you
the
can
air.
wet this.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the coolest thing.
Yeah.
I really do. Other people were saying like, oh, you can already buy like flexible powders, like whatever. But I think this is still a cool.
You could also buy a foundation from a brand. Okay, I've never.
Yeah.
I do this for a living, and I don't know, like, you know what I mean? A flexible powder.
I just put the silver one in there. So if you want to take your setting spray, they say it works better with a setting spray to like almost activate it.
Yeah,
and
to
then
wet it a
tap
little.
it.
Is there like a rose gold or a gold?
Yeah. Here.
Okay, because I wanna do like a rose gold or a gold on my face.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy.
So it says it bends, it ripples, it reforms dry, wear it like a soft emotional wash. So like a sheer kind of finish with just, I guess, dry. With water, it transcends into a molten pearlized film that forms like skin and sets with intention. And then they say, obviously, setting spray will work just as well.
We'll make it. So I will say, I can tell from looking at them, it seems like the pink and the silver have a bigger pearl.
Yes,
where
there is different.
There seems like a
finishes.
more mild pearl, like a less pearlescent in the gold, and then the bronzy, if you will, the bronze looks more like almost like a foil.
Yeah.
So, which I do remember them saying. I mean, this is like insane that I'm holding makeup like this. Like that's like fun. It's cool.
And then what's really cool is that after you wet it and you let it dry, it like goes back to that form.
To that texture.
It's, I like think it's just brilliant.
So
it
this
really
is the
is.
like pinky.
Are you putting it on dry?
Yeah. Fun. Honey.
Cool.
I'm rolling it
into
up
this.
and putting it on my finger. Whoa, that's fun.
I love
Ooh,
this.
Very pretty gold and pink pearls. Wow,
It's
that's
just
cool.
very cool.
Okay.
I think it's a really awesome idea. And
I almost want to do the bronze, like to see what this, because there's
Yeah.
very little pearl. Wow, see, I have to say that's crazy, because it's like with the less pearl, it still gives me dry a really nice, like, almost like the Essence highlighter, like that's very sheer. I mean, very skin-like. It's not
soft,
blinding.
yeah.
Like to give that, highlight, but it's not pearlescent. That is crazy.
I love
is
that.
so fun.
And that's just the right amount using it dry.
dry.
And then you could put setting spray over it to lock
Girl.
it.
Okay, so
And
then
then
I want to, with this silver.
There's
it'll-
eye brushes like towards the bottom. Oh, there's a good brush like right here.
And then.
I haven't played with these yet because because I wanted to wait for you.
Okay.
Because obviously I knew we were going to talk
Yeah.
about this, so I wanted to
You
wait till
know
we
I
were
was
on
gonna be like
camera.
this.
I
Give me.
I'm so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was. How could I not like
and
wait?
mine hasn't come yet. They did reach out to me, so I'm dying to get it. And Kevin got it. It was
And
like
I
"Bring it
guess you can wet the.
right in it.
I would
Should
assume.
I just spray in it?
I would. Yeah, I would
Or should I
try.
spray my brush?
Mm,
That way it
I
doesn't
think
like
if you-
pool in the cat.
I think you should wet the product.
Okay.
I think it would be better to wet it directly. I'm so excited to see how this works. And like you could put these on like the back of your hand too and then wet them and then peel them off if you don't want it in the tin. But I like that it's in the tin.
Yeah. There
Okay.
we go, honey. Yeah. I wanted
oh
wet.
my God.
Okay, so I just put it on the back of my
Holy
hand
shit.
with spray. Girl.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. That's stunning.
This is so fun. I don't know. Like, that's cool. Wow, like almost drying as you go. Not in a bad way, but I think you almost...
I'd rather it do that.
You almost can't over wet it. Like, if that makes sense. Like, because I think actually, like, it will then absorb either into the product or...
It's literally like molten metal.
Yeah, girl. And I have to say, like, Kevin and I here, we always like, when we're talking about like eyeshadows, etc., I'm like, don't give me a foil. Like, give me, I want glitter, whatever the case is. But it's always because it's like an idea of a foil. Like, it's like in between. Like, but then when I want foil. I want like solid, if you will, not.
God, this is so cool. Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is so unique.
And the unfortunate thing is like if we love these and if the majority rules, they're not going to like keep these.
I want to do the pink because this seems to be even more like blinding. Whoa. Spraying it onto it, it like fizzles into it almost. Yeah, like you can almost see the liquid, now it mixing with the liquid right on top. Girl, that is so cool.
It feels like just a high artistry product. And the thing, too, that really upset me about this is that I don't think people understood that they were like, oh, this is just for this person. This is just, I don't think it's just for one particular person. It's not just for an artist or whatever. This to me feels, I probably actually wouldn't have had something like this in my personal makeup kit.
No.
I feel like it's a little more elevated where this is like more of a high artistry product where I really like, you can create so much with this kind of formula. I don't know. I think these were like, and what great shades to start with. And I would have God, I would love to see this in more colors. And
Are you kidding? Look how fun that is. The pink.
I love
with the
it.
pink pigment.
I think these are really
Wow.
cool, and I stand behind it. I know I see a
Yeah,
lot
good
of
for
like,
them, girl. But because why? What do we need? We need another lip gloss?
Yeah.
Like this is, I don't know. I expect, like, I actually, even when I started to see the videos, I was really excited when I started to see them, like, one of the very first videos of her holding the whole the whole thing of pasta,
sheet,
turning it.
yeah.
And I was like, whoa. I was like, that is just, it just, to me, I don't know. I'm impressed and I'm super proud of them that they went out of their way to make something that's not on the market accessible. I'm sure maybe one other person does it. I don't know, like the critic said, but to use their platform to make something like this, I really hope, I don't know, stuff like this is supported because it's easy to use, it's artistry, it's payoff, it does what it says, and it's innovative. And like these are the kinds of things that I think would then make the entire industry like push boundaries to come up with other creative shit. Unlike like just another, let's all hold our breath next month when another brand inevitably comes out with a lip gloss in the exact same packaging as Summer Friday. How many do we need?
Yeah.
Like, this is really cool. So
yeah. I am
Wow.
excited to see the innovation that they like are able to discover and come out with and push to market, and
Yeah.
they already sold out. So
good
I mean,
for them.
I'm excited for them. I
Like
think
the
this
way
is a
I
really
want to do
cool.
a Cleopatra solid foil eye, like
It's
Ariana
so
Grande in
cool.
the Rain on Me video with the whole like cut like that, but above the crease and with solid bronze foil.
Imagine on the lip or the eye and the
Girl.
face, and there's so many ways to use this. I'm like really, it's like really inspiring to use something like this. And I think they even said like mix this into like gels and creams to put it's like a cream highlight and stuff, like to even go that one step further.
Girl,
Really cool.
imagine this like over a matte pussy pink lip liner.
I mean, this formula
And because
is
it's
cool.
this thin formula, because glitter on the lips, babe,
And
is nasty.
Do you know
work.
what she talked about?
This is so thin, it looks like I have a gloss on without the.
Well, Alexis talked about that she said if she took the copper on her eyes and really heavily put it on, and she's like, you're never going to get that chunky, when foils chunk up and it makes your lids look thick where you can chunk it off. She goes, that can't happen with this formula because there's so much skincare packed into the actual disc that when you wet it, it can't get chunky.
Wow, good for you guys. And if this is their first launch, I'm excited to see what else happens. So
And they already say leak number 2 is like in the works already.
good for them.
All
right.
I'm so excited.
That's so
love
exciting.
it. I love it.
Well, congrats, Alexis
Yes.
and Christina. Johnny and Kevin approved.
Yeah,
Not
love
that
it.
that mattered, but
But I'm like, this
it's
is
really. I'm so excited to play with these.
this actually like made me excited for makeup again.
Yes, it's fun. Yes.
Like I want to just see fun makeup, and if we're doing
I know.
whatever it is, let it be fun, let it be creative.
Let us be glad. Let us be grateful. I'm gonna wake up, Lenny. Yeah.
Yeah, how's that shot?
Or babe.
Apple juice?
Like apple juice. Well, that brings us to the end. We love ya. Make sure to subscribe to the Patreon, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, and we'll see you next week wherever you are.
You are beautiful.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Do a shot. Just do it. Even if you're listening to this at 1 p.m.
I think we were going to say at work. I'm
At
like, these
work.
people are going to
Or-
get fired. Yeah.
Who cares?